In our experiment, we will be testing bystander apathy, which is also known as the bystander effect. Our question is, will bystander come to help when someone is clearly in need of help? We hypothesize that there will be few people who will help us when we collapse. We will be conducting our experiment in a busy area and collapse in front of them. We will observe the behavior and reactions of bystanders to see if those who notic will help. Our participants will be us, the experimenters, and strangers who are in our general vicinity.
This website looks into the renowned case of Kitty Genovese and how it links to the bystander effect. The article explores in depth of why people didn't call 911 sooner and the psychology behind the bystanders' thinking at the time. This website shows the 4 different experiments which show bystander effect. They share results and findings and analyze what the results mean. In one experiment, subjects began to fill out questionnaires in a room to which they began to add smoke. In one condition, the subject was alone. In another, 3 naive subjects were in the room. In the final condition, 1 naive subject and 2 Confederates who purposely noticed and then ignored the smoke. 75% of alone subjects calmly noticed the smoke and left the room to report it, but only 10% of the subjects with Confederates reported it. Surprisingly, in the 3 naive bystander condition, only 38% reported the smoke.
Bystander effect is a social psychological phenomenon that refers to cases in which individuals do not offer any means of help to a victim when other people are present. Diffusion of responsibility is a socio-psychological phenomenon whereby a person is less likely to take responsibility for action or inaction when others are present. Attitude is feelings, often influenced by our belief that predispose us to respond in a particular way to objects, people, and events.
One of our videos got deleted, but what the video showed was one of the experimenters collapsing on the floor. There were a lot of bystanders who looked and walked past in a hurry, but after a few minutes, a man and a woman came up to check and went to look for security. With them crowding around the collapsed subject, it drew in more of a crowd, which shows that if more people appear to be helping, others are also more willing to help.
Overall, 60% of bystanders didn't react, whilst 40% reacted to the collapsed subject, mostly because of the last trial where a crowd gathered.
To conclude, we found that in a more crowded, open place, more people didn't help us even though they saw that we were in need of help. If there were people already checking up on the subject, bystanders seemed less reluctant to help. It demonstrates conformity. If we could repeat this experiment, we would compare 2 different experiments, one where there is an emergency situation, i.e. subject collapses, compared to a non-emergency situation, i.e. dropping a bunch of papers which scatter everywhere. This would test how willing people are to help in emergency versus non-emergency situations.